Why are you running?
Hey my friends, welcome back to the channel. Let me show you the hardest pistol and visceral bosses in Bloodborne. Now, why I'm saying these are the hardest is because of how long it takes to defeat these bosses. That's why I'm starting with the one reborn. If you want to do this successfully and you only want to use your pistol to defeat this boss, you're going to get, in the beginning of the fight, you're going to find 6 witches that actually defends him and heals his power at the top of those ledges on the sides of the balconies. So you actually have to go and get rid of them first, and that can take you a while. I mean, obviously you can use your sword cleaver or any weapon you choose to get rid of those enemies because they're not part of the boss's power bar. But if you think this boss fight took long, I mean, remember, I actually sped up these video clips. The one good thing that I did remember on this stage is there's actually 10 more bullets that you can find on the one side of the cathedral here in the corner, so that quite helps. The thing is, you can actually stun the one reborn way in the beginning of the fight. I think you saw that. I gave him some shots in his bald head, so that helps as well. I think the only reason you really want to try a challenge like this is to see how much patience you have, or maybe how crazy you are, because this took me a while to do. I went through every single boss in Bloodborne. I recently did the Shadows of Yharnam one, which is also included in this video because it was one that also took very long. Why I say the hardest bosses, I actually mean the ones that take the longest. I mean, your bullets can only do so much damage depending on the gun you're using, depending on how much bullets you have. You see, there you can get some clean shots on his head. I wasn't sure if you could go for the visceral, the normal visceral, on him, because I've never tried that before. If you've tried it before, please send me the link. I'd love to see that. But also it makes him hard to fight this way because he chucks around those bodies the whole time. But as you can see, it is possible. I'm still using 3 Odin's runes for maximum bullets. I'm still substituting blood vials for bullets as well. Now the trick to this one is, look at this, every time I start my visceral from that left hand side of that corner, every single time, you lure the shadows to this, this gravestone here, get them away from that gravestone, just dodge. If you see an opening, go for the visceral. But most of the times, when you come to this corner on the left hand side of this big tombstone, the one with the samurai is going to charge at you first. It just happens so much. That's why I'm rinsing and repeating that method the whole time while I'm doing this. Sometimes one of the other shadows would run into you and maybe make a fault or something, but guys, I want to say 10 out of 10 times that guy's going to do the same movement, the same thing over and over again. That one was kind of a lucky one. This video is also sped up. The original fight took about, I think it was about 5 minutes. Of course, if I'm using my sword cleaver, that would have been lovely, but yeah, it is some of the bosses that you think are quite hard are quite easy to defeat with the pistol and visceral challenge. But I'll bring out a video on that pretty soon as well. These are the 4 hardest ones, and I bet you won't believe which one is the most irritating and the hardest one for me. It irritated me so because it's such an easy, stupid boss. But I won't spoil it for now. I'll leave it in the video for you to watch until the end. Please watch until the end. And please, guys, don't skip those adverts. It gets me paid. Please. I need to buy a new wheelchair. As you can see, this fight is taking quite a while. I kind of knew this was going to be a hard one because it can be very overwhelming when you're fighting 3 enemies. You're only using your pistol and relying on timing and the visceral attacks. Like I said, it could be different for many players depending on the strength of your gun, whatever garb you're using and all that stuff. So, but it is quite a good challenge to make yourself a better player in the game. I'm pretty sure of that. I actually wanted to try and, at first to try and use not the flame sprayer, the other one, the Rose Moranis. because that uses bullets as well to try and defeat bosses with that. But I'm not so sure how susceptible bosses are to the damage that thing deals out. I mean, it kind of works with bullets, so that could be an interesting video, I guess. Just at this point, I was just waiting for the guys just to get this done. The next one was even harder because now you go into the arena where Rom is. Now, the first phase, second phase, and third phase, Rom has 10 spiders that defends him while he's there. Now, in the first phase, he doesn't attack you when you go to Rom. But I didn't include that in the fight because that was the one that took the third longest. At this point, I already got rid of all the spiders, got my early shots in, and did decent damage. I guess if you use Bone Marrow Ash, you can do more damage. I didn't think about that while I was doing this. I left this scene in here because what I did here is I took out my sword cleaver, again because these enemies have nothing to do with the boss's power bar. So I'm just going to get rid of them. I mean, can you imagine having to kill all these spiders as well? Your pistol. It's going to take forever. But like I said, they're not part of the boss fight. They're here to defend him, but it has no impact on his power bar. So right, put the sword cleaver away, get the pistol. Now, I mean, at this point, this is his second phase now. He's animated as well. He shoots stuff. He can throw the blue balls out of the sky. You know, it kind of becomes tricky now. When you hit his bald head, that doesn't help at all because I think that thing is made of stone. Okay, let's get rid of these guys again. Third phase. Yeah, maybe I should try this just once and see how long it takes. I'm pretty sure you're going to run out of bullets. I mean, that's the whole challenge. You're supposed to get through a boss no matter what. You can use your gemstones and your rune stones to gain an advantage on bullets and stuff, but I can only see your bullets running out in this thing, so you can't really complete the challenge. Would be interesting, maybe. I just thought of it now. Another video. Can you use one video to get through the game without repairing the weapon once? That would be another interesting thing. And then I'm talking about playing the game, getting to the bosses, fighting enemies and all that stuff. This rocks hit hard. But yeah, we're heading into the most irritating fight that I had with this whole pistol and visceral challenge. And lo and behold, I think it's a fight nobody ever thought about. You may say Ibritas, or you might say Mikolaj. Mikolaj is quite irritating doing this challenge because of how much he runs around. But surprise, surprise, it's not him. It's actually our little ladies over there in Hemwick Charnel Lane. It took forever to get those two witches to die because they had their little Tim Burton monsters with them. But they take like 2 shots and then they spawn out of the game, or they spawn away. This took me about 8 minutes, almost 9 minutes to complete. And this thing has been sped up to almost 3 times the normal speed. But again, yes, it is definitely doable. I got through the whole game. Every single boss defeated it. Every single boss with the pistol and some visceral attacks. So it's definitely doable. But this was an irritating one. I think I almost ran out of bullets if I remember correctly. Most of the time I can spot clearly where they respawn at. But for this thing, I'm looking down at my editing screen now. This thing was sped up to 3 times the normal speed, and it still looks slow. Yeah, of course, I mean, they have their little pink fart attacks that they do. I don't know how... okay, that's under the bridge. I saw her there. There she is. I don't know how a thing this ugly can fart pink mist. Strawberries, darling. Yeah, and of course, if you don't know this, if you kill the one witch, then the other one appears. But if you take too long, then the other one reanimates. So then you're back to square one again, having to fight 2 witches. And of course, you can't see the second power bar unless you have already killed the first one. It's only going to appear somewhere now. I never thought I would say in a video that the Witch of Henwick is one of the hardest bosses I've ever fought in my life. Seriously not running low on bullets there. Yeah, you see, unfortunately the other one became alive again. 7 bullets and 10 in reserve. Or 7 vials. Okay, well, 7 vials, 10 bullets. I think I almost ran out of bullets in this thing, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, and of course, I mean, she still can shoot at you and bind you in that thing where the monster's going to attack you. I've got a little pink fart there for my trouble. You see, there. Come on. Jeez. Stop shooting at me. You die now. Finally. 3 bullets left and 2 blood vials. Man, that was so irritating. But thank you so much for joining me, my friends. I'll see you in the next one. Remember, you guys are awesome. Take care of yourselves. Please hit that like and subscribe buttons. And we will talk soon. Cheers, my friends.